CLEP English Literature Modernism Review. Question 1. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue among these writers, who is linked to Hamlet? Option A. Geoffrey Chaucer. Option B. Emily Bronte. Option C. Lord Byron. Option D. William Shakespeare. The correct answer is option D. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because Hamlet is a revenge tragedy centered on delay, conscience, performance, and corruption. Emily Bronte is linked to Wuthering Heights, Lord Byron is linked to Don Juan. Geoffrey Chaucer points instead to the Canterbury Tales, so it does not match this clue. Question 2. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, which term fits a passage where a story is told by a voice whose judgments seem limited, biased, or misleading? Option A. Unreliable narrator. Option B. Authorial biography. Option C. Objective correlative. Option D. Omniscient narrator. The correct answer is option A. Unreliable narrator. Unreliable narrator fits because an unreliable narrator gives readers reason to question the accuracy or fairness of the account. Omniscient narrator is wrong because omniscient narration is broadly all-knowing. Authorial biography and objective correlative describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 3. Studying a CLEP-style clue, can you identify the technique when one speaker addresses a silent listener and unintentionally exposes his character? Option A. Dramatic monologue. Option B. Epic. Option C. Elegy. Option D. Pastoral. The correct answer is option A. Dramatic monologue. Dramatic monologue fits because a dramatic monologue reveals the speaker through voice, situation, and what the speaker fails to understand about himself. Elegy is wrong because elegy mourns the dead. Pastoral and epic describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 4. Which term describes 5 iambic feet, usually 10 syllables with an unstressed stressed pattern? Option A. Terza rima. Option B. Satire. Option C. Iambic pentameter. Option D. Heroic couplet. The correct answer is option C. Iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter fits because it means 5 iambic feet, usually 10 syllables with an unstressed stressed pattern. Terza rima and satire refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Heroic couplet is also different. Trochaic meter begins stressed unstressed, free verse lacks regular meter, anapest has 2 unstressed syllables before a stressed one. Question 5. Examining a CLEP-style clue among these writers, who is linked to Ode on a Grecian Urn? Option A. George Eliot. Option B. John Keats. Option C. Matthew Arnold. Option D. George Orwell. The correct answer is option B. John Keats. John Keats fits because Ode on a Grecian Urn is a romantic ode meditating on art, beauty, permanence, and human transience. George Orwell is linked to 1984, George Eliot is linked to Middlemarch. Matthew Arnold points instead to Dover Beach, so it does not match this clue. Question 6. Which author is most closely associated with sonnets from the Portuguese? Option A. Chinua Achebe. Option B. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Option C. Andrew Marvell. Option D. W. B. Yeats. The correct answer is option B. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Elizabeth Barrett Browning fits because Sonnets from the Portuguese is a Victorian sonnet sequence exploring love, voice, and devotion. Chinua Achebe is linked to Things Fall Apart. W. B. Yeats is linked to The Second Coming. Andrew Marvell points instead to his coy mistress, so it does not match this clue. Question 7. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, identify the device described as a novel tracing a protagonist's growth, education, and moral development. Option A. Caesura. Option B. Bildungsroman. Option C. Tone. Option D. Paradox. The correct answer is option B. Bildungsroman. Bildungsroman fits because it means a novel tracing a protagonist's growth, education, and moral development. Paradox and tone refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Caesura is also different. Epic is a heroic poem. Allegory uses sustained symbolic meaning. Satire mocks vice. Question 8. Testing a CLEP-style clue, when Lemuel Gulliver appears in a CLEP-style item, which work fits? Option A. Gulliver's Travels. Option B. Things Fall Apart. Option C. My Last Duchess. Option D. The Canterbury Tales. The correct answer is option A. Gulliver's Travels. Gulliver is the traveler through Swift's satiric worlds. Crusoe belongs to Defoe, Elizabeth Bennet belongs to Austen, Estragon belongs to Beckett. Question 9. During work matching, which title belongs to Henry Fielding? Option A. Paradise Lost. Option B. Songs of Innocence and Experience. Option C. Tom Jones. Option D. Great Expectations. The correct answer is option C, Tom Jones. Tom Jones fits because it is Henry Fielding's work, a comic realist novel known for an intrusive narrator and carefully plotted action. Songs of Innocence and Experience is associated with William Blake, Paradise Lost is associated with John Milton. Great Expectations belongs with Charles Dickens, not this author clue. Question 10. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, which author is most closely associated with Don Juan? Option A. Aphra Behn. Option B. Oscar Wilde. Option C. John Keats. Option D. Lord Byron. The correct answer is option D, Lord Byron. Lord Byron fits because Don Juan is a witty satirical verse narrative associated with the Byronic voice and social critique. Aphra Behn is linked to Orinoco, John Keats is linked to Ode on a Grecian Urn. Oscar Wilde points instead to the importance of being earnest, so it does not match this clue. Question 11. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, can you identify the technique when narration follows a character's flowing perceptions, memories, and associations? Option A. Allegory. Option B. Stream of consciousness. Option C. Comedy of manners. Option D. Heroic couplet. The correct answer is option B, stream of consciousness. Stream of consciousness fits because stream of consciousness tries to imitate mental flow and is central to many modernist novels. Heroic couplet is wrong because heroic couplet is a verse form. Allegory and comedy of manners describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 12. Preparing a CLEP-style clue. If you see John Bunyan, which title should you remember? Option A. The Pilgrim's Progress. Option B. Don Juan. Option C. The Second Coming. Option D. Dr. Faustus. The correct answer is option A, The Pilgrim's Progress. The Pilgrim's Progress fits because it is John Bunyan's work, a religious allegory that turns Christian life into a symbolic journey. The Second Coming is associated with W. B. Yeats. Dr. Faustus is associated with Christopher Marlowe. Don Juan belongs with Lord Byron, not this author clue. Question 13. How should a reader label a passage where the audience understands danger or truth that a character does not yet see? Option A. Foreshadowing. Option B. Verbal irony. Option C. Dramatic irony. Option D. Situational irony. The correct answer is option C. Dramatic irony. Dramatic irony fits because dramatic irony depends on a gap between audience knowledge and character knowledge. Verbal irony is wrong because verbal irony says one thing while meaning another. Situational irony and foreshadowing describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 14. Which work is tied to Matthew Arnold? Option A. Dover Beach. Option B. The Remains of the Day. Option C. Middlemarch. Option D. In Memoriam AHH. The correct answer is option A. Dover Beach. Dover Beach fits because it is Matthew Arnold's work, a Victorian lyric often linked with religious doubt, melancholy and cultural uncertainty. In Memoriam AHH is associated with Alfred, Lord Tennyson. The Remains of the Day is associated with Kazuo Ishiguro. Middlemarch belongs with George Eliot, not this author clue. Question 15. Can a CLEP item about anonymous Old English poet point to which work? Option A. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Option B. Othello. Option C. Ulysses. Option D. Beowulf. The correct answer is option D. Beowulf. Beowulf fits because it is anonymous Old English poet's work, an Anglo-Saxon heroic epic built around monsters, loyalty, fame, and alliterative verse. Othello is associated with William Shakespeare. Ulysses is associated with James Joyce. Tess of the D'Urbervilles belongs with Thomas Hardy, not this author clue. Question 16. Considering a CLEP-style clue among these works, which one is by John Donne? Option A. Holy Sonnets. Option B. Sonnets. Option C. Hamlet. Option D. The Remains of the Day. The correct answer is option A. Holy Sonnets. Holy Sonnets fits because it is John Donne's work, a group of metaphysical poems using paradox, argument, and intense spiritual drama. The Remains of the Day is associated with Kazuo Ishiguro. Sonnets is associated with William Shakespeare. Hamlet belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 17. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, identify the device described as a poem in which a single speaker reveals character while addressing an implied listener. Option A. Tragedy. Option B. Dramatic monologue. Option C. Assonance. Option D. Allegory. The correct answer is option B. Dramatic monologue. Dramatic monologue fits because it means a poem in which a single speaker reveals character while addressing an implied listener. Tragedy and allegory refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Assonance is also different. Elegy mourns the dead, epic narrates heroic action, ode is a formal lyric of praise or meditation. Question 18. When Percy Bysshe Shelley appears in review, which title fits? Option A, Things Fall Apart. Option B, North. Option C, 1984. Option D, Ode to the West Wind. The correct answer is option D, Ode to the West Wind. Ode to the West Wind fits because it is Percy Bysshe Shelley's work, a romantic ode that treats nature as destructive, creative, and revolutionary power. Things Fall Apart is associated with Chinua Achebe, 1984 is associated with George Orwell, North belongs with Seamus Heaney, not this author clue. Question 19. During work matching, which title belongs to Doris Lessing? Option A, The Canterbury Tales. Option B, The Golden Notebook. Option C, Macbeth. Option D, Volpone. The correct answer is option B, The Golden Notebook. The Golden Notebook fits because it is Doris Lessing's work, a post-war experimental novel linked with fragmentation, politics, identity, and women's experience. The Canterbury Tales is associated with Geoffrey Chaucer, Volpone is associated with Ben Jonson, Macbeth belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 20. Recognizing George Herbert should lead to which title? Option A, The Temple. Option B, Waiting for Godot. Option C, Things Fall Apart. Option D, Sons and Lovers. The correct answer is option A, The Temple. The Temple fits because it is George Herbert's work, a collection of devotional metaphysical poems shaped by faith, pattern, and spiritual conflict. Things Fall Apart is associated with Chinua Achebe, Sons and Lovers is associated with D. H. Lawrence. Waiting for Godot belongs with Samuel Beckett, not this author clue. Question 21. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, how should a character clue about Salim Sinai be answered? Option A, Midnight's Children. Option B, Waiting for Godot. Option C, Gulliver's Travels. Option D, Pride and Prejudice. The correct answer is option A, Midnight's Children. Salim Sinai connects personal memory with national history in Rushdie's post-colonial novel. Dorothea Brooke belongs to Eliot, Christian belongs to Bunyan, Grendel belongs to Beowulf. Question 22. If a poem uses a compact metaphorical compound common in Old English poetry, which device is present? Option A, conceit. Option B, foreshadowing. Option C, villanelle. Option D, kenning. The correct answer is option D, ing. Kenning fits because it means a compact metaphorical compound common in Old English poetry. Foreshadowing and conceit refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Villanelle is also different, conceit is usually a longer elaborate comparison, epithet is a descriptive tag, metonymy uses association rather than compounding. Question 23. Spotting that a question asks for the speaker's attitude toward a subject should lead to which term? Option A, plot. Option B, tone. Option C, mood. Option D, setting. The correct answer is option B, tone. Tone fits because tone names the speaker's or author's attitude, such as ironic, reverent, skeptical, or mournful. Mood is wrong because mood is the feeling created in the reader. Plot and setting describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 24. When Satan as a grand but fallen speaker appears in a CLEP-style item, which work fits? Option A, In Memoriam AHH. Option B, Paradise Lost. Option C, Beowulf. Option D, King Lear. The correct answer is option B, Paradise Lost. Milton's Satan is a central figure in the epic about rebellion and the fall. Christian belongs to the Pilgrim's Progress, Belinda belongs to the Rape of the Lock, Heathcliff belongs to Wuthering Heights. Question 25. Can you name the literary term for the voice that tells a story? Option A, metonymy. Option B, simile. Option C, apostrophe. Option D, narrator. The correct answer is option D, narrator. Narrator fits because it means the voice that tells a story. Apostrophe and simile refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Metonymy is also different, author is the actual writer, protagonist is a leading character, audience is the reader or viewer. Question 26. Considering a CLEP-style clue among these works, which one is by George Orwell? Option A, Tristram Shandy. Option B, The Second Coming. Option C, Hamlet. Option D, 1984. The correct answer is option D, 1984. 1984 fits because it is George Orwell's work, a dystopian political novel about surveillance, language control and totalitarian power. Hamlet is associated with William Shakespeare, The Second Coming is associated with W. B. Yeats. Tristram Shandy belongs with Lawrence Sterne, not this author clue. Question 27. When a passage shows writing that mocks vice, folly, or corruption to criticize it, which term fits? Option A, apostrophe. Option B, metaphor. Option C, satire. Option D, enjambment. The correct answer is option C, satire. Satire fits because it means writing that mocks vice, folly, or corruption to criticize it. Enjambment and apostrophe refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Metaphor is also different. Elegy mourns loss, romance emphasizes adventure or idealized love, lyric expresses personal feeling. Question 28. During passage analysis, which term matches the clue that a line moves mostly unstressed stressed 5 times? Option A, ballad stanza. Option B, terza rima. Option C, iambic pentameter. Option D, free verse. The correct answer is option C, iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter fits because iambic pentameter is built from 5 iambs, creating the common 10-syllable rhythm used in much English verse and drama. Ballad stanza is wrong because ballad stanza is a narrative quatrain pattern, not a single 5-foot line. Free verse and terza rima describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 29. Comparing a CLEP-style clue on a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with Things Fall Apart? Option A, Alexander Pope. Option B, Chinua Achebe. Option C, Doris Lessing. Option D, Henry Fielding. The correct answer is option B, Chinua Achebe. Chinua Achebe fits because Things Fall Apart is a post-colonial novel about Igbo society, colonial disruption and cultural conflict. Henry Fielding is linked to Tom Jones, Alexander Pope is linked to the Rape of the Lock. Doris Lessing points instead to the Golden Notebook, so it does not match this clue. Question 30. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, identify the writer normally connected with the Golden Notebook. Option A, George Orwell. Option B, Chinua Achebe. Option C, Doris Lessing. Option D, W.B. Yeats. The correct answer is option C, Doris Lessing. Doris Lessing fits because The Golden Notebook is a post-war experimental novel linked with fragmentation, politics, identity, and women's experience. W.B. Yeats is linked to The Second Coming, George Orwell is linked to 1984. Chinua Achebe points instead to Things Fall Apart, so it does not match this clue. Question 31. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue among these periods, which one matches witty comedy of manners, political satire, and a renewed theatre after 1660? Option A, Restoration. Option B, Anglo-Saxon/Old English. Option C, Postmodern. Option D, Romantic. The correct answer is option A, Restoration. Restoration fits because it is commonly linked with witty comedy of manners, political satire, and a renewed theatre after 1660. Anglo-Saxon/Old English is different because that period centers on heroic epic and alliterative verse. Romantic and postmodern point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 32. How should a reader label a passage where a sentence runs beyond the line break before completing its grammar? Option A, caesura. Option B, alliteration. Option C, end stopping. Option D, enjambment. The correct answer is option D, enjambment. Enjambment fits because enjambment occurs when syntax flows past the end of a poetic line, often increasing movement or suspense. Caesura is wrong because caesura is a pause within a line. End stopping and alliteration describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 33. Which term describes a reference to another text, historical event, myth, or cultural figure? Option A, frame narrative. Option B, conceit. Option C, allusion. Option D, soliloquy. The correct answer is option C, allusion. Allusion fits because it means a reference to another text, historical event, myth, or cultural figure. Conceit and frame narrative refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Soliloquy is also different. Allegory sustains symbolic meaning across a whole work. Irony creates contrast between appearance and reality. Meter concerns rhythmic pattern. Question 34. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, spotting that a comparison explicitly uses like or as should lead to which term? Option A, metaphor. Option B, simile. Option C, paradox. Option D, synecdoche. The correct answer is option B, simile. Simile fits because simile is the figure of comparison signaled by words such as like or as. Metaphor is wrong because metaphor implies comparison without those words. Synecdoche and paradox describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 35. Examining a CLEP-style clue among these works, which one is by Edmund Spenser? Option A, Macbeth. Option B, Jane Eyre. Option C, The Fairy Queen. Option D. The Second Coming. The correct answer is option C. The Fairy Queen. The Fairy Queen fits because it is Edmund Spenser's work, an allegorical Renaissance epic romance written in the Spenserian stanza. The Second Coming is associated with W. B. Yeats, Jane Eyre is associated with Charlotte Brontë, Macbeth belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 36. Considering a CLEP style clue, choose the work most closely linked with Mary Shelley. Option A. Frankenstein. Option B. Paradise Lost. Option C. To His Coy Mistress. Option D. Tristram Shandy. The correct answer is option A. Frankenstein. Frankenstein fits because it is Mary Shelley's work, a Gothic and romantic novel about creation, responsibility, isolation, and ambition. To His Coy Mistress is associated with Andrew Marvell, Tristram Shandy is associated with Laurence Sterne. Paradise Lost belongs with John Milton, not this author clue. Question 37. Reviewing a CLEP style clue, when William Shakespeare appears in review, which title fits? Option A. Things Fall Apart. Option B. Sonnets. Option C. Midnight's Children. Option D. Dr. Faustus. The correct answer is option B. Sonnets. Sonnets fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a sonnet sequence often tested for rhyme scheme, love, time, beauty, and mortality. Things Fall Apart is associated with Chinua Achebe, Midnight's Children is associated with Salman Rushdie. Dr. Faustus belongs with Christopher Marlowe, not this author clue. Question 38. Identify the writer normally connected with The Rape of the Lock. Option A. Thomas Hardy. Option B. Alexander Pope. Option C. Andrew Marvell. Option D. Charles Dickens. The correct answer is option B. Alexander Pope. Alexander Pope fits because The Rape of the Lock is a mock-heroic poem using heroic couplets to satirize social vanity. Andrew Marvell is linked to His Coy Mistress. Charles Dickens is linked to Great Expectations. Thomas Hardy points instead to Tess of the D'Urbervilles, so it does not match this clue. Question 39. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, recognizing Derek Walcott should lead to which title? Option A. Preface to Shakespeare. Option B. Omrose. Option C. Orinoco. Option D. The Rape of the Lock. The correct answer is option B. Omrose. Omrose fits because it is Derek Walcott's work, a Caribbean epic that reworks classical forms through post-colonial history and island experience. Orinoco is associated with Aphra Behn, Preface to Shakespeare is associated with Samuel Johnson. The Rape of the Lock belongs with Alexander Pope, not this author clue. Question 40. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, can Heart of Darkness help identify which author? Option A. John Donne. Option B. Kazuo Ishiguro. Option C. Joseph Conrad. Option D. Chinua Achebe. The correct answer is option C. Joseph Conrad. Joseph Conrad fits because Heart of Darkness is a modern novella exploring imperialism, moral darkness, narration, and ambiguity. Kazuo Ishiguro is linked to The Remains of the Day. Chinua Achebe is linked to Things Fall Apart. John Donne points instead to Holy Sonnets, so it does not match this clue. Question 41. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, if a poem uses a long elevated narrative poem about heroic or cosmic events, which device is present? Option A. Personification. Option B. Assonance. Option C. Epic. Option D. Gothic. The correct answer is option C. Epic. Epic fits because it means a long elevated narrative poem about heroic or cosmic events. Gothic and personification refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Assonance is also different. Lyric poetry focuses on personal feeling, comedy resolves conflict happily, essay presents prose argument. Question 42. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, identify the writer normally connected with The Tempest. Option A. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Option B. William Shakespeare. Option C. John Keats. Option D. George Eliot. The correct answer is option B. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because The Tempest is a late romance involving Prospero, magic, forgiveness, and colonial questions. George Eliot is linked to Middlemarch. John Keats is linked to Ode on a Grecian Urn. Elizabeth Barrett Browning points instead to sonnets from the Portuguese, so it does not match this clue. Question 43. Which work is tied to John Milton? Option A. Troilus and Cresside. Option B. Paradise Lost. Option C. Preface to Shakespeare. Option D. The Fairy Queen. The correct answer is option B. Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost fits because it is John Milton's work, a blank verse epic on the fall, Satan, obedience, free will, and divine justice. The Faerie Queene is associated with Edmund Spenser, Preface to Shakespeare is associated with Samuel Johnson, Troilus and Cresside belongs with Geoffrey Chaucer, not this author clue. Question 44. Recognizing a CLEP style clue, can you name the literary term for a formal lyric poem of praise, meditation, or address? Option A. Assonance. Option B. Ode. Option C. Heroic couplet. Option D. Kenning. The correct answer is option B. Ode. Ode fits because it means a formal lyric poem of praise, meditation, or address. Assonance and kenning refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Heroic couplet is also different, epic is long and narrative, satire attacks folly, ballad tells a story in song-like stanzas. Question 45. Examining a CLEP-style clue among these terms, which one names the speaker's or author's attitude toward the subject? Option A. Foreshadowing. Option B. Comedy of manners. Option C. Conceit. Option D. Tone. The correct answer is option D. Tone. Tone fits because it means the speaker's or author's attitude toward the subject. Comedy of manners and conceit refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Foreshadowing is also different, mood is the feeling created in the reader, plot is event sequence, meter is rhythmic pattern. Question 46. Considering a CLEP-style clue, choose the work most closely linked with Afro-Ben. Option A. Gulliver's Travels. Option B. Sonnets from the Portuguese. Option C. Orinoco. Option D. Othello. The correct answer is option C. Orinoco. Orinoco fits because it is Afro-Ben's work, an early prose narrative associated with colonialism, slavery, and heroic romance. Sonnets from the Portuguese is associated with Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Gulliver's Travels is associated with Jonathan Swift. Othello belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 47. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, when Joseph Conrad appears in review, which title fits? Option A. Tom Jones. Option B. Sons and Lovers. Option C. Heart of Darkness. Option D. Ellie Mort d'Arthur. The correct answer is option C. Heart of Darkness. Heart of Darkness fits because it is Joseph Conrad's work, a modern novella exploring imperialism, moral darkness, narration, and ambiguity. Ellie Mort d'Arthur is associated with Sir Thomas Malory. Sons and Lovers is associated with D. H. Lawrence. Tom Jones belongs with Henry Fielding, not this author clue. Question 48. Testing a CLEP-style clue during work matching, which title belongs to Samuel Johnson? Option A. Pride and Prejudice. Option B. Preface to Shakespeare. Option C. Ellie Mort d'Arthur. Option D. The Canterbury Tales. The correct answer is option B. Preface to Shakespeare. Preface to Shakespeare fits because it is Samuel Johnson's work, an important neoclassical critical essay defending Shakespeare while noting faults. Pride and Prejudice is associated with Jane Austen, Ellie Mort d'Arthur is associated with Sir Thomas Malory. The Canterbury Tales belongs with Geoffrey Chaucer, not this author clue. Question 49. On a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with the remains of the day? Option A. Samuel Johnson. Option B. Samuel Beckett. Option C. Kazuo Ishiguro. Option D. Alfred, Lord Tennyson. The correct answer is option C. Kazuo Ishiguro. Kazuo Ishiguro fits because The Remains of the Day is a late 20th century novel about memory, restraint, class, and missed emotional truth. Alfred, Lord Tennyson is linked to In Memoriam AHH, Samuel Johnson is linked to Preface to Shakespeare. Samuel Beckett points instead to Waiting for Godot, so it does not match this clue. Question 50. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, identify the writer normally connected with the temple? Option A. Joseph Conrad. Option B. Kazuo Ishiguro. Option C. George Herbert. Option D. William Shakespeare. The correct answer is option C. George Herbert. George Herbert fits because The Temple is a collection of devotional metaphysical poems shaped by faith, pattern, and spiritual conflict. Joseph Conrad is linked to Heart of Darkness, Kazuo Ishiguro is linked to The Remains of the Day. William Shakespeare points instead to Hamlet, so it does not match this clue. Question 51. When the wife of Bath appears in a CLEP-style item, which work fits? Option A. Sonnets from the Portuguese. Option B. The Canterbury Tales. Option C. Omrose. Option D. Holy Sonnets. The correct answer is option B. The Canterbury Tales. The Wife of Bath is one of Chaucer's pilgrims and is central to medieval estate satire. Beowulf belongs to Old English heroic epic, Jane Eyre is a Victorian novel, Waiting for Godot is modern absurdist drama. Question 52. Study cards should connect Elizabeth Barrett Browning with which work? Option A. Ellie Mort d'Arthur. Option B. Jane Eyre. Option C. Sonnets from the Portuguese. Option D. A Midsummer Night's Dream. The correct answer is option C. Sonnets from the Portuguese. Sonnets from the Portuguese fits because it is Elizabeth Barrett Browning's work, a Victorian sonnet sequence exploring love, voice, and devotion. L.E. Morte d'Arthur is associated with Sir Thomas Malory. Jane Eyre is associated with Charlotte Brontë. A Midsummer Night's Dream belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 53. Studying a CLEP-style clue on a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with Othello? Option A. William Wordsworth. Option B. Robert Browning. Option C. Charles Dickens. Option D. William Shakespeare. The correct answer is option D. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because Othello is a tragedy built around jealousy, manipulation, race, and trust. Charles Dickens is linked to Great Expectations. Robert Browning is linked to My Last Duchess. William Wordsworth points instead to lyrical ballads, so it does not match this clue. Question 54. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, can you name the literary term for an extended, surprising, intellectually elaborate comparison? Option A. Couplet. Option B. Gothic. Option C. Conceit. Option D. Allegory. The correct answer is option C. Conceit. Conceit fits because it means an extended, surprising, intellectually elaborate comparison. Gothic and couplet refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Allegory is also different. Simile uses like or as. Understatement deliberately minimizes. Pastoral idealizes rural life. Question 55. Among these works, which one is by Lawrence Sterne? Option A. The Remains of the Day. Option B. North. Option C. Tristram Shandy. Option D. Dover Beach. The correct answer is option C. Tristram Shandy. Tristram Shandy fits because it is Lawrence Sterne's work, an experimental 18th-century novel famous for digression and playful narration. North is associated with Seamus Heaney. The Remains of the Day is associated with Kazuo Ishiguro. Dover Beach belongs with Matthew Arnold, not this author clue. Question 56. Considering a CLEP-style clue, can Songs of Innocence and Experience help identify which author? Option A. John Keats. Option B. William Shakespeare. Option C. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Option D. William Blake. The correct answer is option D. William Blake. William Blake fits because Songs of Innocence and Experience is visionary poems contrasting innocence, experience, social oppression, and spiritual perception. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. John Keats is linked to Ode on a Grecian Urn. Elizabeth Barrett Browning points instead to sonnets from the Portuguese, so it does not match this clue. Question 57. If a novel stresses haunted spaces, secrecy, terror, and psychological darkness, which concept is being tested? Option A. Neoclassical satire. Option B. Gothic. Option C. Pastoral. Option D. Domestic realism. The correct answer is option B. Gothic. Gothic fits because Gothic fiction uses fear, mystery, confinement, and dark settings to explore emotional or moral anxiety. Pastoral is wrong because pastoral idealizes rural simplicity. Neoclassical satire and domestic realism describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 58. Testing a CLEP-style clue during terminology review, which term matches two consecutive lines of verse, usually linked by rhyme or thought? Option A. Sonnet. Option B. Stream of consciousness. Option C. Enjambment. Option D. Couplet. The correct answer is option D. Couplet. Couplet fits because it means two consecutive lines of verse, usually linked by rhyme or thought. Enjambment and sonnet refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Stream of consciousness is also different. Octave is 8 lines, sestet is 6 lines, stanza is a larger grouped unit. Question 59. How should a character clue about J. Alfred Prufrock be answered? Option A. Ode to the West Wind. Option B. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Option C. Beowulf. Option D. In Memoriam AHH. The correct answer is option B. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Prufrock is Eliot's self-conscious speaker associated with modern alienation and paralysis. Beowulf is an epic hero, Gulliver is Swift's traveler, Othello is Shakespeare's tragic general. Question 60. Tracing a CLEP-style clue. If a poem uses a narrative in which characters or events carry sustained symbolic or moral meanings, which device is present? Option A. Satire. Option B. Apostrophe. Option C. Kenning. Option D. Allegory. The correct answer is option D. Allegory. Allegory fits because it means a narrative in which characters or events carry sustained symbolic or moral meanings. Satire and apostrophe refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Kenning is also different. Metaphor is a shorter implied comparison. Realism imitates ordinary life. Caesura is a pause inside a poetic line. Question 61. If a clue names the Canterbury Tales, which author is expected? Option A. William Shakespeare. Option B. Virginia Woolf. Option C. W. B. Yeats. Option D. Geoffrey Chaucer. The correct answer is option D. Geoffrey Chaucer. Geoffrey Chaucer fits because the Canterbury Tales is a Middle English frame narrative that uses pilgrims to create a state satire. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. W. B. Yeats is linked to The Second Coming. Virginia Woolf points instead to Mrs. Dalloway, so it does not match this clue. Question 62. Recall which author is known for Troilus and Cresside. Option A. Lord Byron. Option B. T.S. Eliot. Option C. Jonathan Swift. Option D. Geoffrey Chaucer. The correct answer is option D. Geoffrey Chaucer. Geoffrey Chaucer fits because Troilus and Cresside is a Middle English narrative poem focused on love, fortune, and betrayal. T.S. Eliot is linked to The Wasteland. Jonathan Swift is linked to Gulliver's Travels. Lord Byron points instead to Don Juan, so it does not match this clue. Question 63. Studying a CLEP-style clue, can a CLEP item about William Shakespeare point to which work? Option A. King Lear. Option B. To His Coy Mistress. Option C. Beowulf. Option D. Waiting for Godot. The correct answer is option A. King Lear. King Lear fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a tragedy about authority, family betrayal, madness, and suffering. Beowulf is associated with anonymous Old English poet. To His Coy Mistress is associated with Andrew Marvell. Waiting for Godot belongs with Samuel Beckett, not this author clue. Question 64. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue during author review, which writer belongs with Orinoco? Option A. William Shakespeare. Option B. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Option C. Aphra Behn. Option D. Lawrence Sterne. The correct answer is option C. Aphra Behn. Aphra Behn fits because Orinoco is an early prose narrative associated with colonialism, slavery, and heroic romance. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Samuel Taylor Coleridge is linked to The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Lawrence Sterne points instead to Tristram Shandy, so it does not match this clue. Question 65. Examining a CLEP-style clue, can Okonkwo help identify which work? Option A. Volpone. Option B. A Midsummer Night's Dream. Option C. Things Fall Apart. Option D. Beowulf. The correct answer is option C. Things Fall Apart. Okonkwo is central to Achebe's post-colonial novel about Igbo society and colonial disruption. Crusoe belongs to Defoe, Lear belongs to Shakespeare, Prufrock belongs to Eliot. Question 66. Considering a CLEP-style clue, when Samuel Taylor Coleridge appears in review, which title fits? Option A. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Option B. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Option C. Dr. Faustus. Option D. The Canterbury Tales. The correct answer is option B. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner fits because it is Samuel Taylor Coleridge's work, a supernatural romantic ballad involving guilt, punishment, and imaginative vision. The Canterbury Tales is associated with Geoffrey Chaucer. Dr. Faustus is associated with Christopher Marlowe. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock belongs with T.S. Eliot, not this author clue. Question 67. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue during work matching, which title belongs to D.H. Lawrence? Option A. Sons and Lovers. Option B. The Second Coming. Option C. Wuthering Heights. Option D. Sonnets from the Portuguese. The correct answer is option A. Sons and Lovers. Sons and Lovers fits because it is D.H. Lawrence's work, a modern novel of psychological realism, family bonds, sexuality, and class tension. Wuthering Heights is associated with Emily Bronte. The Second Coming is associated with W. B. Yeats. Sonnets from the Portuguese belongs with Elizabeth Barrett Browning, not this author clue. Question 68. Recognizing Alfred, Lord Tennyson should lead to which title? Option A. In Memoriam AHH. Option B. Dr. Faustus. Option C. Hard Times. Option D. The Fairy Queen. The correct answer is option A. In Memoriam AHH. In Memoriam AHH fits because it is Alfred, Lord Tennyson's work, a Victorian elegy that wrestles with grief, faith, science, and doubt. Dr. Faustus is associated with Christopher Marlowe. The Fairy Queen is associated with Edmund Spenser. Hard Times belongs with Charles Dickens, not this author clue. Question 69. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, recognizing Dorothea Brooke points to which work? Option A, 1984. Option B, Sons and Lovers. Option C, Middlemarch. Option D, Tom Jones. The correct answer is option C, Middlemarch. Dorothea Brooke is a central figure in George Eliot's realist Victorian novel. Elizabeth Bennet is Austen's heroine, Clarissa Dalloway is Wolfe's character, Satan is Milton's epic rebel. Question 70. Recall which author is known for 1984. Option A, George Orwell. Option B, Samuel Beckett. Option C, anonymous Old English poet. Option D, Chinua Achebe. The correct answer is option A, George Orwell. George Orwell fits because 1984 is a dystopian political novel about surveillance, language control and totalitarian power. Anonymous Old English poet is linked to Beowulf, Chinua Achebe is linked to Things Fall Apart. Samuel Beckett points instead to Waiting for Godot, so it does not match this clue. Question 71. Recognizing substitution of a related or associated word for the thing meant points to which term? Option A, octave. Option B, Spenserian stanza. Option C, metonymy. Option D, narrator. The correct answer is option C, metonymy. Metonymy fits because it means substitution of a related or associated word for the thing meant. Spenserian stanza and octave refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Narrator is also different, synecdoche uses a part for the whole, metaphor compares unlike things, alliteration repeats initial sounds. Question 72. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, which work includes Pip and Miss Havisham? Option A, Ulmrose. Option B, Great Expectations. Option C, A Midsummer Night's Dream. Option D, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The correct answer is option B, Great Expectations. Pip and Miss Havisham belong to Dickens's Victorian novel about class, guilt, and moral growth. Tess belongs to Hardy, Stephen Dedalus belongs to Joyce, Okonkwo belongs to Achebe. Question 73. Studying a CLEP-style clue, can you name the literary term for drama that satirizes social behavior, courtship, class, and witty conversation? Option A, sonnet. Option B, couplet. Option C, comedy of manners. Option D, satire. The correct answer is option C, comedy of manners. Comedy of manners fits because it means drama that satirizes social behavior, courtship, class, and witty conversation. Sonnet and couplet refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Satire is also different, tragedy centers on suffering or downfall, melodrama heightens emotion, epic narrates heroic action. Question 74. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue among these works, which one is by Geoffrey Chaucer? Option A, The Faerie Queene. Option B, A Midsummer Night's Dream. Option C, The Canterbury Tales. Option D, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The correct answer is option C, The Canterbury Tales. The Canterbury Tales fits because it is Geoffrey Chaucer's work, a Middle English frame narrative that uses pilgrims to create a state satire. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner is associated with Samuel Taylor Coleridge, The Faerie Queene is associated with Edmund Spenser. A Midsummer Night's Dream belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 75. Examining a CLEP-style clue, who wrote Pride and Prejudice? Option A, Samuel Johnson. Option B, Jane Austen. Option C, Samuel Beckett. Option D, Sir Thomas Malory. The correct answer is option B, Jane Austen. Jane Austen fits because Pride and Prejudice is a novel of manners centered on courtship, class, irony, and moral judgment. Samuel Beckett is linked to Waiting for Godot. Samuel Johnson is linked to Preface to Shakespeare. Sir Thomas Malory points instead to L. E. Mort d'Arthur, so it does not match this clue. Question 76. During author review, which writer belongs with Dr. Faustus? Option A, Alfred, Lord Tennyson. Option B, Christopher Marlowe. Option C, Ben Jonson. Option D, Matthew Arnold. The correct answer is option B, Christopher Marlowe. Christopher Marlowe fits because Dr. Faustus is a Renaissance tragedy about ambition, forbidden knowledge, and a bargain with the devil. Matthew Arnold is linked to Dover Beach. Alfred, Lord Tennyson is linked to In Memoriam AHH. Ben Jonson points instead to Volpone, so it does not match this clue. Question 77. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, if a clue names the importance of being earnest, which author is expected? Option A, Oscar Wilde. Option B, Christopher Marlowe. Option C, Derek Walcott. Option D, Emily Bronte. The correct answer is option A, Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde fits because The Importance of Being Earnest is a late Victorian comedy of manners built on wit, double identities, and social satire. Derek Walcott is linked to Omerose, Emily Bronte is linked to Wuthering Heights. Christopher Marlowe points instead to Dr. Faustus, so it does not match this clue. Question 78. Testing a CLEP-style clue when a review note mentions order, reason, decorum, satire, heroic couplets, and classical imitation, which period fits? Option A, Romantic. Option B, Modernism. Option C, Renaissance. Option D, Neoclassical/18th century. The correct answer is option D, Neoclassical/18th century. Neoclassical/18th century fits because it is commonly linked with order, reason, decorum, satire, heroic couplets, and classical imitation. Renaissance is different because Renaissance writing highlights humanism, drama, and exploration of individual ambition. Romantic and Modernism point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 79. How would a clue about William Blake most likely be answered? Option A, In Memoriam AHH. Option B, Ode on a Grecian Urn. Option C, Songs of Innocence and Experience. Option D, 1984. The correct answer is option C, Songs of Innocence and Experience. Songs of Innocence and Experience fits because it is William Blake's work, visionary poems contrasting innocence, experience, social oppression, and spiritual perception. Ode on a Grecian Urn is associated with John Keats, 1984 is associated with George Orwell. In Memoriam AHH belongs with Alfred, Lord Tennyson, not this author clue. Question 80. Tracing a CLEP-style clue during author review, which writer belongs with the Fairy Queen? Option A, William Shakespeare. Option B, John Bunyan. Option C, Edmund Spenser. Option D, James Joyce. The correct answer is option C, Edmund Spenser. Edmund Spenser fits because The Fairy Queen is an allegorical Renaissance epic romance written in the Spenserian stanza. John Bunyan is linked to The Pilgrim's Progress, William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. James Joyce points instead to Ulysses, so it does not match this clue. Question 81. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, can you identify the technique when third-person narration slips into a character's private language and thoughts? Option A, Free indirect discourse. Option B, Soliloquy. Option C, Mock epic. Option D, Frame narrative. The correct answer is option A, Free indirect discourse. Free indirect discourse fits because free indirect discourse blends third-person narration with a character's inner voice, a technique important in Austen and later fiction. Soliloquy is wrong because soliloquy is a dramatic speech. Frame narrative and mock epic describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 82. Preparing a CLEP-style clue among these choices, which one explains a passage where a 14-line poem divides into an octave and sestet? Option A, Ballad. Option B, Shakespearean sonnet. Option C, Villanelle. Option D, Petrarchan sonnet. The correct answer is option D, Petrarchan sonnet. Petrarchan sonnet fits because the Petrarchan sonnet usually turns between an 8-line octave and a 6-line sestet. Shakespearean sonnet is wrong because Shakespearean sonnets use 3 quatrains and a closing couplet. Ballad and villanelle describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 83. Studying a CLEP-style clue, who wrote Ulysses? Option A, Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Option B, James Joyce. Option C, William Shakespeare. Option D, T.S. Eliot. The correct answer is option B, James Joyce. James Joyce fits because Ulysses is a modernist novel associated with stream of consciousness, mythic parallels, and one-day structure. T.S. Eliot is linked to The Waste Land, William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Samuel Taylor Coleridge points instead to the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, so it does not match this clue. Question 84. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue during author review, which writer belongs with Omerose? Option A, Derek Walcott. Option B, Ben Jonson. Option C, Oscar Wilde. Option D, Henry Fielding. The correct answer is option A, Derek Walcott. Derek Walcott fits because Omerose is a Caribbean epic that reworks classical forms through post-colonial history and island experience. Henry Fielding is linked to Tom Jones, Ben Jonson is linked to Volpone. Oscar Wilde points instead to The Importance of Being Earnest, so it does not match this clue. Question 85. If a clue names Gulliver's Travels, which author is expected? Option A, Jonathan Swift. Option B, Christopher Marlowe. Option C, Alexander Pope. Option D, Geoffrey Chaucer. The correct answer is option A, Jonathan Swift. Jonathan Swift fits because Gulliver's Travels is a prose satire that attacks politics, science, pride, and human folly. Christopher Marlowe is linked to Dr. Faustus, Alexander Pope is linked to the Rape of the Lock. Geoffrey Chaucer points instead to the Canterbury Tales, so it does not match this clue. Question 86. Recall which author is known for preface to Shakespeare? Option A. Charlotte Brontë. Option B. Mary Shelley. Option C. Samuel Johnson. Option D. George Eliot. The correct answer is option C. Samuel Johnson. Samuel Johnson fits because Preface to Shakespeare is an important neoclassical critical essay defending Shakespeare while noting faults. Mary Shelley is linked to Frankenstein, Charlotte Brontë is linked to Jane Eyre. George Eliot points instead to Middlemarch, so it does not match this clue. Question 87. During terminology review, which term matches interlocking three-line rhyme often associated with Dante and later English adaptations? Option A. Irony. Option B. Symbolism. Option C. Caesura. Option D. Terza rima. The correct answer is option D. Terza rima. Terza rima fits because it means interlocking three-line rhyme often associated with Dante and later English adaptations. Irony and symbolism refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Caesura is also different, heroic couplet rhymes in pairs, sonnet has 14 lines, ballad stanza is narrative and song-like. Question 88. Testing a CLEP-style clue during author review, which writer belongs with Great Expectations? Option A. Charles Dickens. Option B. Daniel Defoe. Option C. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Option D. Geoffrey Chaucer. The correct answer is option A. Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens fits because Great Expectations is a Victorian Bildungsroman about Pip, class aspiration, guilt, and moral growth. Daniel Defoe is linked to Robinson Crusoe, Geoffrey Chaucer is linked to the Canterbury Tales. Elizabeth Barrett Browning points instead to sonnets from the Portuguese, so it does not match this clue. Question 89. Comparing a CLEP-style clue if a clue names Volpone, which author is expected? Option A. Ben Jonson. Option B. Kazuo Ishiguro. Option C. Chinua Achebe. Option D. William Shakespeare. The correct answer is option A. Ben Jonson. Ben Jonson fits because Volpone is a Jacobean satirical comedy exposing greed, deception, and moral corruption. Kazuo Ishiguro is linked to The Remains of the Day, William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Chinua Achebe points instead to Things Fall Apart, so it does not match this clue. Question 90. If you see Virginia Woolf, which title should you remember? Option A. Mrs. Dalloway. Option B. Heart of Darkness. Option C. Troilus and Cressida. Option D. Waiting for Godot. The correct answer is option A. Mrs. Dalloway. Mrs. Dalloway fits because it is Virginia Woolf's work, a modernist novel using stream of consciousness, memory, and a single-day structure. Troilus and Cressida is associated with Geoffrey Chaucer, Waiting for Godot is associated with Samuel Beckett. Heart of Darkness belongs with Joseph Conrad, not this author clue. Question 91. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, which term describes a speech in drama where a character speaks thoughts aloud, often alone? Option A. Metaphor. Option B. Sonnet. Option C. Soliloquy. Option D. Iambic pentameter. The correct answer is option C. Soliloquy. Soliloquy fits because it means a speech in drama where a character speaks thoughts aloud, often alone. Sonnet and iambic pentameter refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Metaphor is also different, dialogue involves exchange, aside is brief and directed to the audience, dramatic monologue is usually a poem. Question 92. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, can Heathcliff and Catherine help identify which work? Option A. A Midsummer Night's Dream. Option B. Ellie Mort d'Arthur. Option C. Wuthering Heights. Option D. Middlemarch. The correct answer is option C. Wuthering Heights. Heathcliff and Catherine are at the emotional center of Emily Bronte's Gothic novel. Pip belongs to Great Expectations, Dorothea belongs to Middlemarch, Belinda belongs to The Rape of the Lock. Question 93. Should the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock be matched with which writer? Option A. Jane Austen. Option B. Robert Browning. Option C. T.S. Eliot. Option D. Seamus Heaney. The correct answer is option C. T.S. Eliot. T.S. Eliot fits because the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock is a modernist dramatic monologue about paralysis, self-consciousness, and urban alienation. Robert Browning is linked to My Last Duchess, Seamus Heaney is linked to North. Jane Austen points instead to Pride and Prejudice, so it does not match this clue. Question 94. How should a character clue about Elizabeth Bennet be answered? Option A, Ode to the West Wind. Option B, The Rape of the Lock. Option C, The Wasteland. Option D, Pride and Prejudice. The correct answer is option D, Pride and Prejudice. Elizabeth Bennet is Austen's witty heroine in a novel of manners. Dorothea Brooke belongs to Middlemarch, Clarissa Dalloway belongs to Mrs. Dalloway, Ophelia belongs to Hamlet. Question 95. Examining a CLEP-style clue. If a clue names Test or Bayfield, which title is expected? Option A, The Temple. Option B, To His Coy Mistress. Option C, Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Option D, Frankenstein. The correct answer is option C, Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Tess is the tragic heroine in Hardy's late Victorian novel. Jane Eyre belongs to Charlotte Brontë, Molly Bloom belongs to Joyce, Christian belongs to Bunyan. Question 96. Considering a CLEP-style clue, during work matching, which title belongs to William Shakespeare? Option A, The Tempest. Option B, Othello. Option C, Beowulf. Option D, The Remains of the Day. The correct answer is option B, Othello. Othello fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a tragedy built around jealousy, manipulation, race and trust. Beowulf is associated with anonymous Old English poet. The Tempest is associated with William Shakespeare. The Remains of the Day belongs with Kazuo Ishiguro, not this author clue. Question 97. Recognizing Charlotte Brontë should lead to which title? Option A, Middlemarch. Option B, Jane Eyre. Option C, Hard Times. Option D, A Midsummer Night's Dream. The correct answer is option B, Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre fits because it is Charlotte Bronte's work, a Victorian Bildungsroman with Gothic elements, moral independence, and first-person narration. A Midsummer Night's Dream is associated with William Shakespeare. Middlemarch is associated with George Eliot. Hard Times belongs with Charles Dickens, not this author clue. Question 98. Among these writers, who is linked to My Last Duchess? Option A, Seamus Heaney. Option B, Geoffrey Chaucer. Option C, John Keats. Option D, Robert Browning. The correct answer is option D, Robert Browning. Robert Browning fits because My Last Duchess is a dramatic monologue revealing character through a speaker's controlled self-exposure. Geoffrey Chaucer is linked to the Canterbury Tales. Seamus Heaney is linked to North. John Keats points instead to Ode on a Grecian Urn, so it does not match this clue. Question 99. Comparing a CLEP-style clue. If you see Robert Browning, which title should you remember? Option A, L.E. Mort d'Arthur. Option B, To His Coy Mistress. Option C, My Last Duchess. Option D, The Wasteland. The correct answer is option C, My Last Duchess. My Last Duchess fits because it is Robert Browning's work, a dramatic monologue revealing character through a speaker's controlled self-exposure. The Wasteland is associated with T.S. Eliot. To His Coy Mistress is associated with Andrew Marvell. L.E. Mort d'Arthur belongs with Sir Thomas Malory, not this author clue. Question 100. Tracing a CLEP-style clue. Could empire, decolonization, language, cultural identity, displacement, and historical memory point to which literary period? Option A, post-colonial/Commonwealth. Option B, metaphysical poetry. Option C, Anglo-Saxon/Old English. Option D, Restoration. The correct answer is option A, post-colonial/Commonwealth. Post-colonial/Commonwealth fits because it is commonly linked with empire, decolonization, language, cultural identity, displacement, and historical memory. Restoration is different because Restoration literature is linked with wit, theatre, and comedy of manners. Metaphysical poetry and Anglo-Saxon/Old English point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue.